jigger, man. We getting bigger, man. Shit, what you figure, man? Diamonds on diamonds, them bitches black.
What up, what up? It's your boy, Bry. And we live right now, man. Moves in Motion with Bry Luther King. Who we got in the building?
Big Most in the building. You already know what's going on. Straight out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Strength in numbers. Yes, sir. Moves in Motion. We make it happen.
Hey. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So, I call myself, you know, simple but kind of complex at the same time. I got a story like everybody else got a story, but I don't bask in that story. Most of the time when you see me, I got a smile on my face. I'm making people laugh. I'm enjoying myself. So I'm like the person who comes in, I bring that light to the room. That's me from Charlotte. There's a lot of people in my city like that. That's just how we move.
Tell us a little bit about Charlotte and how you grew up.
Charlotte was fun. Charlotte was fun. I had a little bit more leeway than I did in Charlotte than I do here. I was staying with my mom back home. I stayed here 6th, 7th, and 8th grade with my dad. But it was fun, but I was getting in a bunch of trouble early when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I even ended up in Georgia in the first place. My mom was like, yeah, nah, not having that. You gotta go. You gonna stay with your daddy, boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ended up making that whole transition. But Charlotte, it was fun. It was family, though. No matter what, you know, evictions, house to house, it didn't matter. No matter what, we're going to do something. My parents ain't really have much, but we still end up at amusement parks, stuff like that. Like that's what Charlotte was. Charlotte's fun. Still is fun.
Yeah.
It's just different.
What's the biggest differences between Charlotte and Atlanta?
I like to say Charlotte really, like, far as on a music standpoint, Charlotte it's coming along, but it's not really as connected as it is in Atlanta. Everybody in Atlanta know each other. You know what I'm saying? Most people in Atlanta support each other. You know what I'm saying? In Charlotte, you gotta really fight for that.
Yeah.
You gotta really, but that's what makes it even more worth it. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I always say, it ain't about the destination, it's about the journey. If I had to fight for it that much harder, and then y'all like it at the end of the day, I did my job. You know what I'm saying? So
No,
yeah,
that's hard. So you're an artist. How would you describe yourself as an artist?
Very versatile. I don't think that any two songs that I have are the same. When I write, I generally write to the beat. I don't find a beat, like everybody go and look for beats. I cut on beats, but that beat gotta find me. You know, I think I explained this to you with the song Nobody Safe on Window Pane. Snook played that beat in the mixer, 15 seconds into hearing it. I don't even know if it was that. I was like, hey bro, you gotta cut that off.
Yeah.
Cause it found me. I knew that's what I needed to do. I knew I needed that track, you know? So that's how I take the approach to every song. I don't force it. It just come out. It come out in abundance. I got a lot of material, but that's how it come out.
Being from Charlotte and from the South in general, who were some of your biggest influences?
You know what's crazy? Me being from the South didn't really have the effect of who my influences were, because my biggest influence is Bone, and they all the way from Ohio. You know what I'm saying? My brothers, they was listening to Bone. I came along, they had me listening to them. I can't even remember when I started. I just know when they kind of branched off and was listening to other stuff. Every Christmas, I needed a new Bone CD because I was learning the words and stuff. And I didn't realize at the time I was actually studying the music. I just liked the way they flow. I liked the beat selections they had. I ain't even really understand the stuff they was talking about at a young age until I got older, you know, and I became an even bigger fan. I was like, oh snap.
Yeah.
You know, but that's one of my biggest influences. Outkast, of course. Andre is freaking amazing. Everybody know that. Andre, and I think Big Boy was the perfect person to be matched up with him because I don't think anybody could have did that, you know, but Big Boy. Big Boy is one of the top MCs too, you know.
Shout out to Big Boy, man. He underrated.
Definitely. DMX, J. Cole, Currency. Man, there's so many artists. I listen to so much music.
That's dope. Do you have any influences outside of hip hop?
Yes, Bob Marley. I like the way he carried himself, even more than the music. His music was phenomenal. It was great. But I love the way he carried himself. I love the way he stood up for the things that he believed in, and he ain't never break his morals for nobody, you know.
Okay. Was that an influence? Well, we're gonna skip ahead just a little bit. Was that an influence for Rebel music?
Yes, he has a song called Rebel Music with Crazy Bone. And it's just one of those times my little brother actually sent me that beat from one of his producers. And he texted me, he was like, bro, I got a beat for you. I said, send it over. As soon as he sent it, I already knew what I wanted to do with it. I told you, it found me. And I told him, I was like, you know your brother well, boy, because I'm finna snap on it. I got to writing it that night. I think I wrote that song in about 30 minutes. Like, called him, was like, bro, listen to this. Listen to what I got. And then he ended up writing this verse, and we just knocked that out.
That's dope. That's real dope. So I got to put you on the spot for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Who is your top five?
Top five. Bone Thugs, number 1. DMX, number 2. J. Cole, number 3. Number 4. Sheesh, boy, yeah, you got me. Yeah, because it get tricky in them last 2.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And if you got a 6-man in there, throw him in there.
I'll take a slight shot to that one. Let's see. I'll put Eminem at number 4. I gotta give him his flowers. I ain't never said this, but I'm gonna put Jadakiss at 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Jadakiss at 5. Nobody get that man his flowers, but he really like that. And a 6-man who would just take any track to the next level, Method Man.
I think that's dope. Like, I've never, when you hear top 5s, you always hear a lot of the Jay-Z's, the Nas, you know what I'm saying? So I respect it.
Oh, I'm gonna be bold with it.
Yeah.
Cause I know at the end of the day, people going, nah, that's not it. Nah. But I really listen to music, I feel like, in a different way, you know? So I'm not the person to come to the function and play the music. Cause we about to be listening to, you know, Wu-Tang finna come on at any second. Don't put my phone up there. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be listening to African Bambaataa in a second. Like, don't play it. You know.
Who's your favorite artist from Atlanta?
From Atlanta?
Well, you already mentioned Outkast.
Right, so I already mentioned Outkast. Schoolie. It wasn't even the rich kids era for me. Like, I was staying up here during that era, but it wasn't even that era. I didn't recognize Black John Gotti. Remember I was in college, and every week I was on Dat Piff. And I kept seeing Black John Gotti up there on the first page, but I was like, I don't know who that is. I just kept skipping over it. And then one day I was like, I want to listen to some new music, so I just cut it on. And at first I didn't realize it was him from Rich Kids. And next thing you know, I started listening to it. I listened to the whole tape, ran it all the way through. I was like, nah, bro, hard. I've been listening to him ever since. That was back in like 2013. You know what I'm saying? So
nah, that's dope.
Yeah, so I think you're real underrated, man. You're really talented, for real.
Shout out to Schoolie, man. Schoolie, if you watching this, man, tap in with my boy Most High. For real, for real. I think that's a dope top 5. I love how you pointed out Schoolie. And what do you think sets you apart from other artists that's on the come up?
I think it's my drive. Like, I be hearing people say they went to the studio. I went to the studio for an hour, I only got 1 song done. I went to the studio 2 hours, I only got 2 songs done. If I go to the studio for 2 hours, I'm getting 5 or 6 done. Like, I'm gonna knock tracks out. I went to one of my homies' crib 4 hours, I knocked out 8 tracks. I keep going, you know. Because I rehearse them so much, I'm always writing. literally, there's not a day that I don't write. I'm looking at the camera so everybody understand this. There's not a day that I don't write, and there's not a bar that I take for granted. All right, everything I write, it come from here. You feel me? So like, that's what set me apart, and you can hear it in the music. I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna put myself out there, because there may be somebody that's going through exactly what I'm going through. I know I'm not gonna fold. I know I'm gonna keep going. I got 3 little ones that's watching me. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna keep going. Maybe that person didn't have nobody tell them to keep going, so they may listen to my music and it may inspire them to keep going. You know, that's what set me apart.
That's a dope answer. Real dope answer. How do you feel about the current state of hip hop right now?
I feel like hip hop is coming back to a place where you gotta know how to rap. You gotta know how to throw your metaphors in there. You gotta know how to, your double entendres and stuff. Not gonna speak too much on it, but I feel like the Drake and Kendrick beef kind of sparked that the same way Kendrick did back in with Control. He started dissing, and then everybody started trying to rap again.
Yeah.
Then he just did it again. Now I'm starting to see a lot of MCs pop up. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's just getting more attention. I don't know, but I think it's coming back to a place like that. But at the same time, I think music itself, art and hip hop, is just an expression of what you are or what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna always change. No generation is the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really my place to say what I care about the hip hop state right now. You know, I just know what I gotta bring to the table, what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Versus what everybody else do. Because I'm sure some people don't like my music, like I don't like some people's music. But I don't bash it because that's their art. That's how they feeling, you know? So.
I feel that with, you just dropped a project called Window Panes.
Window Pane.
Can you talk about the inspiration behind your latest project?
If you notice on the album cover itself, it's a window and there's raindrops. I was homeless in October, November, and then I was just going through a lot. I was sleeping in my car, and I ended up writing a few songs, and it was Manifestation I wrote. Manifestation is, sorry, it's not going on Window Pane. I wanted it to, but I couldn't get the X-Files symbol clear, and I ain't got time to be getting sued by nobody, especially X-Files. But I wrote that song when I was sitting outside, and I was just like, you know what? I gotta, change some stuff that I got going on in my life. And then next thing you know, my brother sent me Rebel Music beat. I wrote that song. And then by the time it had got real cold out in Georgia, man, it was like, 2-3 degrees outside. I wrote Cold Outside. Hands was freezing while I'm sitting there writing. And then one day, I really was fed out. Sometimes we have problems with ourselves and we gotta let the shit out. And I was just sitting there one day and I was like, man, I gotta make a change because this ain't gonna be it. And I ended up writing Window Pane. I wrote that song full of tears. That's
deep.
Tears. I let out every single thing that I had in me, and that was the beginning of my new growth journey. And that's why I named the album Window Pane, because I remember that same night it was raining and I was looking out the window before I went to sleep.
So there's real meaning in the music that you come up with, the projects, everything is your truth.
Yes. It's literally on there. You got everything on there. It's like I was struggling, and you could also see when I started progression. If you really listen, you can feel it in the energy of the music. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, he talking about his hurt here. He talking about how he started coming up, how he started doing this. Now, I ain't in the best position right now, but I'm in a way better position than I was in October, thank God. You feel me? So
No, I think that's deep, man. A lot of people put out projects and don't have any type of emotional attachment to it, or they don't show any type of vulnerability in the music. So I can definitely tip my hat off to that, and can appreciate real music. Let me ask you this: who would be your dream collaboration, and why?
my dream collab, it'd have to be, I need a track with all the Bone Thugs.
All on one track or separate?
We could do all one track. We could do separate tracks. We could just keep on making music. I don't see why not.
Yeah, that sounds like a cipher.
You know what I'm saying? We can do that too. But yeah, nah, I think it'll definitely be Bone Thugs, because I don't feel like my music would be what it is without them. Me even learning their sound.
Yeah, I think that's hard. I can see that.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely can see that. What do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, I honestly see myself in the next 5 years dropping another crazy album, but this time it's gonna do numbers like, it's gonna do numbers that's gonna change my life. Yeah. To where it's gonna be, you gonna call me and I'm gonna be in Bermuda and I'm gonna be like, come on. And you gonna be like, nah, I can't come right now. Nope, drop everything. I'm paying for everything, bro. Just come on right now. All right. That's what I'm gonna be in the next 5 years. Like this in Bermuda, with my feet kicked up, with my family.
All that.
Straight up.
Nah, I feel that, man. Talk to me about Strength in Numbers.
Strength in Numbers. Yes, man. Strength in Numbers. I think Strength in Numbers brought a wave of confidence to a lot of artists that I think needed it. I think it brought a team to a lot of artists that needed it, because a lot of us had the confidence, the skill, the everything, but didn't have a team to back it up. But the fact that all of us are still working together, and you brought that together, thank you. I feel like that's amazing. We all share each other music, you know what I'm saying? We all keep it going. We bringing that positive energy into it from ourselves. Everybody else on the outside can believe in it, and they could bring it too. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely seen in my work how it's affected and it's brought me, you know, to a different level, and it just made me want to keep on growing and growing. And I'm sure everybody else in Strength in Numbers feel the same way.
No, that's dope.
So
it's dope, man. What advice can you give to those experiencing adversity?
Experiencing adversity, I know all too much about it. Don't give up. Think positive through the situation. If you got people depending on you, especially, because you got to keep on going, you got to keep on fighting. You done came this far. I'm pretty sure everybody in their life done experienced the time where they felt like they wasn't gonna make it. Felt like you wasn't gonna get to the next level. But you got to the next level anyway. You don't know how you got there, but you still got there. There are some people who's even wanted to take their own life. Really want to and tried, but wasn't able to because their time wasn't then. Since we don't know when our time is, we just got to keep on going as hard as we can go to make sure that one day we hopefully fulfill our purpose in life that we're here for, what we're supposed to achieve. You know, so.
That's some good stuff right there. Before we wrap it up, let everybody know where they can find you. If there's any shout outs you want to give, anything you want people to know.
You can find Big Most at Most High 704 on any of the platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that. MOSHIGH 704. I want to give a shout out to all my family, you know, all my kids, everybody who's been rocking with me through these hard times that I have been going through, everybody who's still with me today, nobody who ever turned their back on me. Matter of fact, I want to shout the motherfuckers who did turn their back on me, because that ain't do nothing but add fuel to the fire. Thank you very much. I want to shout out I want to shout out, it's a lot of people, man. Bro, shout out to you. Shout out to Snook. I got bangers on my album because of Snook. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the people that's in this room right now. Shout out to everybody who take a breath and walk on this earth, man, because you got to be grateful. You got to be grateful for everything, man. And then you got to come for everything. Track 3 on Window Pane. Y'all go listen to it. On Apple Music, Spotify, wherever. Moves in Motion. Shout out.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. We about to wrap this up. We lit. We live. Let's get it, man. Moves in Motion. We out.
Yes, sir.
Pockets on jigger, man. We getting bigger, man. Shit, what you figure, man?